So welcome ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the True Devils, where we discuss all things Manchester United. In today's episode we're going to be talking about the match yesterday versus Tranmere Rovers, a couple of possible strikers that United are looking at, and much more. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So yesterday, obviously, we took on Tranmere Rovers. It was one of those games that we didn't know which way it was going to go. You know, we're taking on a side that are obviously far lower than we are in a table. They're in League One, and they are pretty much, I think, down in the bottom 3 or 4. But with a pitch as bad as it was, and it was quite worrying how this match was going to play out. We started off a little bit shaky. It wasn't the best start to the game. The opening 6-7 minutes, we're trying to find our feet. And honestly, trying to play football on a field that was never going to happen. Just get it long and get the ball out. But it wasn't until Harry Maguire banged in an absolute belter. I mean, it was a belter. It did take a slight deflection, but still, nice to get the centre-back on the score sheet. 10 minutes gone, smashes it into the top corner. Only 3 minutes later, Dalot, another player that, where's he come from? Cuts inside, a little fake with the old Cruyff, bang, bottom corner. Another really well taken goal. After that, we had Jesse Lingard, and the funny thing, I was watching the game with my dad, and I was like, imagine if Lingard scored today. Well, maybe that would help his confidence. He cuts inside, and he bends it into the far corner to make it 3-0. So we had 3 goals in 6 minutes, which kind of, really shut the game off for Tranmere. It was a shame for them, but good for us United fans to see the goals going in. Then 41st minute, Phil Jones. Yes, another player we thought, no way he's going to score today. Scores a really well-taken header, back post delivery, gets up well, and just redirects it into the far corner as it loops over the stranded goalie. And then after that, we had Martial, another player that we'd like to see. He was a little bit, sometimes too much, I felt, by the way he was playing with the ball. He was trying to dribble on a field. We keep mentioning the field, but you can't dribble on a field as bad as this one. But he did get his goal. I think it took a little deflection, but it was another good finish, and that was 5-0 at the break. Obviously, Solskjaer at that point knew, let's make some changes. And when he did make the changes, it died down a little bit. He brought on Fred, and he brought on Williams. He took off Luke Shaw and Matic, and even Maguire as well had a bit of a rest. But we did bag a penalty after 56 minutes. Mason Greenwood stepping up, call as you like. Wasn't the best penalty, but the goalie dove the other way, or dived the other way anyway, so that made it 6-0, and it was relatively comfortable. But yeah, it was nice to see the younger players coming in. I would have liked to see the likes of Gomez, Garner. I don't know why Solskjaer doesn't want to play Gomez. I mean, they've just given him a new contract, apparently, of, the 3 times what he was making, 30 grand a week. But he's not getting a chance to play, so I would have liked to see him. But still, good to see performances from the likes of Dalot. He was getting up and down the flanks. Luke Shaw was pretty consistent with what he was doing. And overall, on a whole, it was job done. We took on a side that are struggling, but you never know when you're watching Man United what you're going to get. But a 6-0 victory was certainly up there with the best of them. So in other news, talking about forwards, Slimani is popping up on the radar. Man United possibly looking for a loan deal here for the 31-year-old who's actually playing for Monaco right now. He is a Leicester City player, but he's been on loan at Monaco, and he's had 7 goals in 14 appearances. But would someone like Slimani sort of fill the gap? I think that's the main thing right now. Man United, they are lacking a prolific striker. And even watching yesterday's game against Tranmere, Chong came on. That does rhyme, but he came on and it wasn't the best, I felt. I mean, he started off playing down the middle, which was interesting. He had Greenwood on the left and he was putting Chong down the middle. Chong didn't know what to do. I don't think he's a centre forward. He isn't. He should have been out wide with Greenwood down the middle, which they did end up switching. But United are missing a very key ingredient in this team, and it is an out-and-out forward. There's been talks of other players, but Slimani is on the radar. We have Carlos Tevez as well being looked at, and obviously there's the Bruno Fernandes saga that continues to go on and on because United won't pay the money and Sporting keep, holding him to ransom on what they feel he's worth. But United need to make a purchase. That's it. It's as simple as that. We've got very few days left now, and if United don't snap someone up, we are going to struggle to get top 4. That's our achievement here. We're not going to do anything else unless we win Europa League, which that's not going to be an easy task. FA Cup's not going to be easy because I'm pretty sure in the next round we'll get someone like Liverpool, City, Chelsea, one of those top teams. So we have to purchase, for me, a centre forward who's well known and well renowned for scoring goals, another centre midfielder. We don't worry about a centre back, but we need a centre midfielder and we need a forward. That should be the priority of the club right now, and we're struggling to find those types of players. In other news as well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not stressing about his job. He does say that the new signings that they get, they have to fit the new club culture. And I fully understand what he's saying, but there's desperate times and there's desperate measures, and we need that. I mean, as I just said, we need players, and I know United don't want to go out there and spend stupid amounts of money on the likes of Paul Pogba, because we don't want another Paul Pogba who's given us a season or two and now the guy's not interested, he's injured, he wants to go and play elsewhere. But there's still a lot of quality around that you can get for a reasonable price. Players are not going to come cheap in this day and age. They simply aren't. If you want a world-class player, you're going to spend over 100 million. Facts are facts. This is not back in the early 2000s or even 2010 when you could get players for a respectable fee. It's not going to happen anymore. But Solskjaer, he's just adamant for the fact that he wants signings, but they've got to fit the culture. However, saying that, what can Solskjaer really do? He is not the one with the checkbook. It's up to the owners, it's up to Ed Woodward. That's why United need a proper director of football, because without that, and someone who has the knowledge about the game, Ed Woodward doesn't have knowledge about football, come on. Yeah, he may read the papers every now and then, but he's not going to go out there and scout you a player, very much like Man United back when they got Cristiano Ronaldo from Sporting many, many years ago, and was simply the best signing we ever had by a mile. Maybe not a mile, but Ronaldo changed the United team. He won us trophies, but he had the players around him to do that. Right now, the younger players don't have the experienced players with them. And if we don't find those experienced players, it's going to be a continual cycle of going round and round and round with new managers. Talking about that, that's where Pochettino comes into play. I mean, he said he would possibly take the United job. However, he has a list of demands for him to do that. He wants to be able to control the budget, buy players when he wants to. He doesn't want Ed Woodward getting involved, and he wants a director of football. If those demands aren't met, Pochettino isn't going anywhere. And if Man United want the very best, they're going to have to sort this out. I'm all for Solskjaer, and I love the guy to bits, and hopefully Man United now will get a bit of confidence. I mean, we can go round and round and talk about this all day. They took on Tranmere, I know. It was a 6-0 drubbing. It was a comfortable victory. They're taking on Manchester City in the League Cup on Wednesday. We're already 3-1 down after that home defeat, so the likelihood of us even getting through to the next round, the final, is not going to happen. But we'll see how it pans out. And finally, let's talk about the up-and-coming fixtures for Manchester United. It's not going to get any easier for them. As I mentioned, they're taking on Man City away from home in that semi-final second leg, 3-1 down, trying to turn that deficit. And City are not playing bad right now. After that, we're taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers on February the 1st at home. Another tough game for them. And then Chelsea after that, away from home at Stamford Bridge on February the 17th. So 3 pretty big games in a row, and then we're back to the Europa League. February 20th against Club Brugge, of course, that is the round of 32, and we have to start off well there. Away from home, if we can get something, at least a goal, a 1-0 win, 2-1, something like that, even a 1-1 draw probably away from home will do us, and then take that back to Old Trafford. And then after that, Watford, Club Brugge again, and then finally Everton come the beginning of March. There's a lot of games to play, a lot of big matches, and really the next month is going to tell you where we're going to be sitting in that table and how the Europa League is going to go. So that is all for today's episode. Hope you guys did enjoy the latest news about Man United. Let me know your thoughts below with questions, comments, whatever you feel. Of course, please do subscribe for your daily dose of United news. And smash that like button because it's free to do it. Until next time, guys and girls, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.